Join the movement. Go all electric with Pure Electric.
Hi, my name's Catherine Sinclair and I'm here to talk about our small-scale all-electric renovation that we're going to talk of our family home. Called it Imperfectly Perfect or Perfectly Imperfect. I'd like to begin with an acknowledgement of country, and I acknowledge and pay my respects to the traditional owners, the Whadjuk Noongar people on whose land I dwell. I pay respects to their elders, past and present. So in this talk, I wanted to talk about what makes a sustainable renovation and cover these points. It's looking at the embodied energy in a renovation project, the alterations that we made to increase the solar passive design, as well as to go all electric, the choice of materials that we used in the renovation, how we see integrating the garden as key to sustainability, as well as the furnishings that we select as part of that. Here you can see the old plan of the house on the left and the new plan of the house on the right. The changes we made were very modest. We took out 2 walls that you can see here and here, and we opened up that area to make it all double glazing. Here we inserted an additional wall in here and split what was previously the study into a study nook and a scullery. And those were the principal changes that we made to the layout of the house. They are quite simple, but it's surprising. It took a surprising amount of time to come to this. It was looking at the values that were really important to us, as well as trying to make the minimum changes to the house as possible. Understanding that it's a double brick house from the 1980s. It's a solid construction, and that every time you're knocking over something or rebuilding something, you're using a whole lot more embodied energy, and there's a really substantial amount in the house. So we were trying to retain that as much as possible. As part of the design, as I mentioned, we knocked out 2 small walls and opened it all up with double glazing. This has increased the amount of light coming into the house and heat associated with that, especially in winter, as our house is northeast facing. We polished the existing concrete slab that the slab was laid in the 1980s and obviously not designed to be polished, but so it came up with a few mistakes and there was a few errors as part of that, but it still looks really nice to us and we're very happy with the result. It means that throughout winter there's a natural warmth to the house. You wake up, it's not cold. It's comfortable throughout those cold months. It also means that that study nook, which we've attached to that room, also gets all the light and the warmth throughout those winter months. And the scullery too added an immense value to the livability of our house, and that means that we can continue to live in it and see that we can retain that embodied energy. Also, as part of this renovation, we did go all electric. We took out the gas and put in induction, as well as we have a heat pump and existing solar panels. So choice of materials, that was another key element for us. We chose natural products where possible. So here on some elements of the kitchen in terms of bench tops, we used a natural local wood, and we chose that selectively of where it would go in areas that it wouldn't get wet or areas that we thought would be lower impact. And we chose a harder natural stone in other areas where it was liable to get a heavier use and a heavier impact. For our choice of flooring, we went for a hickory engineered wood throughout. So the engineered wood was a deliberate choice. We didn't want to get any of the hybrid products as they contain that level of plastic. The hickory is harder than jarrah, and so we thought from that it would be very enduring. and liable to withstand all the children and pets and other impacts that might come along. It's also grown in America under those quite moist, hot conditions. So it grows faster than in some other regions of the world. So it's quite a sustainable product to use. Another key element for us of living sustainably is integrating the garden as part of the design. So for us, this area here, this larger picture, it was previously paving, and we've planted over 14 fruit trees, which means that usually at some time, each time of the year, we're harvesting one thing or another, which is quite fun for the children, and to kind of bring in that idea of foraging or picking fruit is quite a fun element. And I think important for sustainability, understanding that connection between nature and food. The trees have also provided us with substantial shade and the cooling associated with that. On the left here, you have a green wall that we're creating on the west side of the building. This is has native Hardenbergia growing up it. The idea of that is that by growing it on a west-facing wall, we're hoping to mitigate some of the impacts of the heat, which hits that wall pretty hard in summer. Another thing we're doing in a different part of the garden is planting natives. So the principal aim of that is to increase biodiversity. Particularly, we're now planting some species which will provide food for black cockatoos, which are an endangered species in this part of WA. Finally, I wanted to talk about furnishings. So where possible, we used natural products. You can see that blind we used is a natural product. These lights are made of a natural material, and they're also secondhand. I got those off Marketplace, and the chair is secondhand as well. I found it in the tip shop, and I think it's highlighting that furnishings. It's important to recycle, reuse what you can, and not everything has to be perfect and beautifully stylized. That you can still find very interesting natural products by looking in an array of different places. So thank you for listening. We had a relatively small, relatively modest budget, but we've achieved a house that we're really happy with. It's increased its livability. We can see ourselves here for quite a long time because of the changes that we've made, even though they were relatively small. And we're happy that we're living in an all-electric house with lots of elements that really bring our family together. We know it's still a journey for us, and we've still got quite a way to go, but I see sustainability as a journey rather than a destination. Thank you very much.